What's going on, everybody? It's WebsterStyle Brian Sapph from the NRW Checkpoint with another NRW React. And we have a new Omen movie, the first Omen from 20th Century Studios, formerly 20th Century Fox before Disney swallowed them up. I don't know, Brian, are you a fan of the Omen series at all?
Omen? I'm not even sure I know what that is, honestly.
Basically,
Omen.
the Omen, look, we about to find out if I'm right, but the Omen
Okay.
series was a series of films. The first one starred Gregory Peck as basically the adoptive father of a little boy he adopts, who he finds out who is the son of you know who.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I do know Omen. Have I
Okay.
saw the movies? No.
Okay.
But I
So
know that story there.
yeah, and they remade it with Julia Stiles. Like there were three in the original trilogy, I think.
Mm. Yeah, I
I
remember
know there
this.
was a TV movie. I'm not sure if that was like part three or not, but then and this has been a while ago, they remade the first one with Julia Stiles. Why do
Okay.
I know all this? Anyway.
Because you like horror movies. That's why.
I guess. So let's go into the first Omen.
Now, I don't like when people do that. So the first Omen, like, let's call it Omen something else. This is not the first one. Omen again. How about that? Return of Omen. Another Omen. They could call it another Omen.
Why even rehash this franchise?
Because they are, Hollywood, they like to play with religion when it comes to the horror film genre. So why not? I think Omen, the original Omens, they was like they did good.
Oh yeah,
Enough to
very
get
shocking for its time.
And then, oh yeah, cash grab at the very least. So the trailer playing in reverse on purpose, right?
I assume so.
You don't have to be afraid.
So they are going back.
This child is his way.
Yep, this is
the screen. Okay.
So wait a minute. Are they telling how Damien was conceived?
Oh, I don't even. His name Damien.
Yeah, it's Damien. Yeah.
Okay. I guess. I mean,
it doesn't look modern. It looks like it takes place in the past.
It does, like a little period piece in there.
So, okay, I will say that's different. If this is, I've already said before that I am not a fan of prequels. Okay.
Okay.
Not a fan of prequels, but this is a story that has never been told to my understanding. So let's see, what is this? So when a young American woman is sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, she encounters a darkness that causes her to question her own faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. The first Omen stars Neil Tiger Free, Tawfeek Barhom, Sonia Braga, Ralph Ineson, and Bill Nye. The film is directed by
not the science.
No.
Oh, okay.
The other Bill Nye, the English guy.
Okay.
Directed by Arkasha Stevenson, who did Legion, based on the characters created by David Seltzer, The Omen, with a story by Ben Jacoby of Bleed and a screenplay by Tim Smith, Arkasha Stevenson, and Keith Thomas. Firestarter. Producers are David Goya and Keith Levin. Executive producers are Tim Scott, Whitney Brown, and Gracie Whelan. So it has some heavy hitters in general behind the movie.
Okay.
It looks interesting, especially for I say classic horror movie, especially from I feel like The Omen was mid-70s, because I remember I wasn't alive, but I remember watching about the movie, and the fact that star Gregory Peck was part of the appeal because that was like his first, the fact that the star of his nature, his stature was in that movie. And it was very shocking as well. Much like The Exorcist was shocking back then, but now it looks like it's a great movie, but this would scare no one.
Right.
Well, me. It would scare small children. But for us, it wouldn't. But yeah, so that's the first Omen. I am curiously interested as someone who is familiar with the series, especially considering this is a story that has never been told as far as I know, like before how Damien got here, because he was always here, and every other story, like the first trilogy, kid, teenager, grown up, and then the remake. So who was his mom? How did she become
the bringer of the Omen?
Pregnant? Yeah. How did she become pregnant with the offspring of downstairs? It's interesting. Okay.
No, I do. It sounds really good. Now I understand why they call it the first Omen, because they really finna tell the story of the first Omen. So it makes sense. And that synopsis does make the trailer make a lot more sense, and it made the story sound good. I'm actually interested in this, just from a story standpoint. Now, I'm not really super familiar with the story. I know enough about horror in the genre to know Omen. I know the story, but like I never saw the movies. But something like this would make me go back and just to like.
I don't think you need to know anything for this, which is why I think
because it's a prequel. Right?
Shocked to say this. Why is a good place to start?
Okay, no, I'm with you on that, because I would prefer not to go back and watch the other ones, but I'm interested in this.
Well, this is starting something new, so I can imagine if this is the first Omen that does well, the next one will actually be Omen.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, it makes sense. That makes sense.
But that's our take on the first Omen dropping in theaters on April 5th. You know where you are, NRW, Nerds Rule the World. Check us out, Instagram, New Release Wednesday, Twitter, the NRW, and of course, YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.